following are just a few of the Islamic rules of conflict. Fight only those who come at you. Do not dishonour a treaty. Do not kill women. Do not kill children. Do not kill the old. Do not kill those without weapons. Do not kill those engaged in worship. Do not mutilate the dead. Do not cut down trees. Do not burn crops. Do not poison the wells of your enemies. In laying down these and other rules, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, effectively tied our hands, even on the battlefield.
So, let's look at these in turn. As you can see from point 1, fight only those who come at you. Muslims should never be the aggressors. They can, however, stand to defend. Muslims may not dishonour a treaty. Honesty and integrity are key values within Islam, and Muslims are required to stop oppression in any form, even that of previous foes. The killing of women, children and the elderly is strictly forbidden, as is killing any unarmed person. As a result, any action which results in harm to any of these groups cannot be described as Islamic. Do not kill those engaged in worship. Includes priests, rabbis, in fact any religious leader from any faith, as well as anyone engaged in prayer.
Do not mutilate the dead. There have been reports throughout the ages of horrific atrocities committed against the victims of war. Even in recent times, stories have been uncovered of bodies being mutilated and mistreated. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, forbade this activity, so any such actions are in direct conflict with the Islamic rules of war. Now, when it comes to do not cut down trees, the intention of this direction may not be immediately obvious. The ruling actually specifies fruit trees. Do not cut down fruit trees. Fruit trees, or any tree bearing food, is a major source of sustenance or commerce for many communities. It is common practice for victorious armies to destroy the food source of their enemies. The Prophet Muhammad forbade this act, stating that even enemies should not be in hardship after any conflict.
Likewise, retreating armies have employed scorched earth tactics, where they burn fields and crops as they retreat to deprive the advancing army of a source of food. This also has the effect of placing civilians in hardship, and so under Islamic rules of war, Muslims are strictly forbidden from burning the crops of their enemies. This extends to sources of water, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stated, "Do not poison the wells of your enemies." A modern interpretation of this ruling is the requirement not to leave booby traps, especially mines, at the end of any conflict. We unfortunately hear time and again that the victims of exploding mines are civilians, especially children. Muslims must not disadvantage anyone or place them in hardship, and so such practices are strictly forbidden.
Jihad is not a declaration of war against other religions, and certainly not against Christians or Jews, as some media and political circles want it to be perceived. Islam does not fight other religions. Christians and Jews are considered as fellow inheritors of the Abrahamic traditions by Muslims, worshipping the same God and following the tradition of Abraham, may peace be upon him. Whilst military action may be considered a struggle and therefore a jihad, it is simply a subgroup of jihad and not its totality. When returning from a military campaign, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told his companions, "This day we have returned from the minor jihad, the war, to the major jihad, which is self-control and betterment."